Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's training, Web Accessibility Basics. Please note that the information in this training is not an exhaustive list of items regarding accessibility, but includes items that WeCo believes are common accessibility challenges based upon our experience. Addressing all of the items in this training does not guarantee that a website is fully accessible. Rather, the information in this training is just a starting point. Next slide. Your instructors today are me, Sue-Ann Rodriguez, the Director of Accessibility Services. Just note that there may be occasional pauses during this training. During actually my presentation, as I do have a speech impediment and I also use a screen reader. Also assisting with today's training is Tyler Malone, who is an accessibility specialist. This slide includes photos of me, Sue-Ann, and Tyler. Next slide.
Hello, this is Tyler. I'm going to be reading the next few slides. On this slide is a photo of two hands typing on a laptop. WeCo offers manual accessibility audit services, which can help your team understand where your projects fail to meet accessibility requirements. It also provides customized recommendations on how to fix any issues found. WeCo also offers usability testing services using testers living with one of several disabilities, which can provide keen insights into how your projects and software are interacted with by those with disabilities. Our testers, oops, my transcript's popping around. Our testers, like I said, live with one of 4 different disability types: sight, hearing, cognitive, or motor disability, and they complete tasks on target projects to provide insights into what it's like for someone with a disability to interact with software. Next slide. Oh, I'm sorry, I have one more thing to say. We also offer consulting packages and training services pertaining to accessibility and usability. Okay, open our overview. This slide includes a photo of a notebook with a pencil and eyeglasses with a coffee mug in the background. First, we're going to go over a quick summary of what we're going to be talking about today. First, we're going to talk about what accessibility is and how to measure it. Next, we're going to go over some areas you should consider when thinking about accessibility. And finally, we're going to provide some resources for you to investigate concerning accessibility. We'll be answering questions at the end of the training. Next slide. We're going to start with a quick overview of accessibility before getting into some details. Next slide. For starters, we're going to talk about what digital accessibility is. In its most essential form, digital accessibility means that users living with disabilities can access the same content and information that users not living with disabilities can access. This can include users whose disability may require special technology called assistive technology, something like an audio screen reader to access content. It's also important to keep in mind that it does include those who do not use assistive technology, but do have disabilities nevertheless. Next slide. Accessibility is vitally important when creating all aspects of content. It's important to keep in mind that web content accessibility guidelines pertain to both code and content, not just content or code. However, it's also important to keep in mind that about 75%, the vast majority of WCAG, Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, focus on content, not code changes. There is a pie chart on this slide, which illustrates about 75% of the pie being taken up by content and about 25% taken up by code. The vast majority of changes are going to be code content related. Next slide.
Now we're going to be covering some specific items that will help ensure that all users will be able to quickly and easily navigate through your digital content. Next slide. Content refers to the text and images which are included in a web page, a software program, etc. Clear, concise content is essential for individuals who live with a wide range of disabilities. Layout is the way that the content is positioned within a web page. Content should be positioned in a layout that makes it easy for users to locate and digest information. To help in ensuring that your website or software has good content and layout, ask yourself the following questions. 1, what is this website or software for? Number 2, what can I do with it? And number 3, can I understand what it's trying to tell me? Next slide. Clear page titles are helpful for users with site cognitive and or mobility disabilities, as it will help them determine whether a page is relevant to their needs. This is why it is important to have clear page titles. Headings on pages are often navigation points for non-visual users using screen reader software. Therefore, headings should be clear, concise, and easy to understand when read out of context, and should give users an idea of the information that is found within the text that follows it. While instructions may include sensory characteristics, they must also provide information that is understandable to users with sight and or hearing disabilities. Users with sight disabilities are unable to understand information when they're only conveyed by visual characteristics. Users with hearing-related disabilities are unable to perceive sounds used to indicate actions. For example, a successful form submission. So as a result, provide conforming alternative version instead of or in addition to visual indicators such as symbols, shapes, locations, or sound that is used to convey meaning. It is crucial that color is not the only way used to convey information. Providing another way of conveying this information will allow users with difficulty in distinguishing certain colors to understand the information. Next slide. Images or items such as photographs, illustrations, or short animations. Even if an item's purpose is primarily visual, the information that it conveys to users must be accessible to everyone. On this slide, we've included a screenshot showing how to add alternative text to images in Microsoft Office products. Next slide. Alternative text or alt text is read by screen readers in place of images, allowing the content and function of the image to be accessible to those with vision or certain cognitive related disabilities. Provide descriptive, clear, and concise alternative text for images that includes describing the meaningful visual aspects of images. For complex elements such as charts, graphs, maps, etc., that require a lot of text to convey the information sufficiently, an alternative format should be provided. For example, having the alternative format linked on a separate web page. This is to include the information that is contained within the complex image itself. However, the image itself should still contain alternative text, but it should refer users to the longer description instead of having the description within the alternative text of the image itself, within the image itself. Next slide.
There can be some confusion about the differences between captions, audio descriptions, and transcripts. So we're going to give a quick overview of what each one of those refers to. Captions are a text version of any audio provided in a video. They're displayed on top of a video, and they make the video accessible to those with hearing impairments. Audio description is when a narrator verbally describes what's going on in a video. Audio descriptions can be put into the main video, generally put between pauses and dialogue, They can be provided as a separate audio track that can be played, or they can be provided in an alternate version of the video with audio description included. For transcripts, there are actually two types. There's text transcripts and descriptive transcripts. Text transcripts are used for audio-only content like podcasts. Like captions, they are a transcript of both speech and meaningful sound effects. They make content accessible to those who have hearing impairments. Descriptive transcripts are used for videos with sounds. They're in text format, and they include all meaningful audio as well as a description of what's going on visually. They provide accessibility for those with both vision impairments and hearing impairments. As we discussed for complex images, transcripts can be provided in a variety of different ways. In surrounding body text, within a collapsed region, users can expand to access, or through a link to another page or a downloadable document. Next slide. On this slide, we've included a quick reference chart which shows different types of media and the corresponding kind of accessibility feature, caption, description, or transcript that goes with each one. Live audio only should have captions and a text transcript. Live video only should have audio description and a text transcript. Live video with audio should have captions and an audio description. Pre-recorded audio must have a text transcript. Pre-recorded video only needs an audio description and text transcript. And finally, pre-recorded video with audio must have captions, audio description, and a descriptive transcript. In order to test for these kinds of items, it's important to go view every page with media like video or audio, and to check check this chart to make sure the corresponding media and accessibility features provided, and also double check captions and transcripts to make sure both that they are accurate, meaning no spelling mistakes or description errors, and that they are synchronized to the video where applicable. Next slide.
Now we're going to be talking about some important items regarding the accessibility of forms. Providing a descriptive label near each form field and on buttons will ensures that users will know what input that they need to provide and will know what function will take place once a button is clicked. When navigating through pages, users of assistive technology, such as screen readers, use the tab key to move between interactive elements on a page, like links, buttons, etc. Users with visual impairments can become disorientated when tabbing moves them to an unexpected location on the page. Users with mobility impairments relying on keyboard navigation can also benefit from a logical, usable focus order. When designing content, ensure that the order of the content within the web page's HTML source code matches the order of the content that is visually displayed on the screen. Provide users with the ability to turn off, adjust, or extend the time limit. If web functions are time dependent, for example, completing a purchase within a specific time frame, as it will be difficult for some users to complete the required action before a time limit occurs. Next slide. You want to make sure that users are able to find the information that they need quickly and easily without causing any confusion or frustration. One of the best ways to do this is to provide consistent, meaningful navigation options. Next slide. A skip link provides access to the main navigation menu or the main content of a page. This allows screen reader users and those with mobility-related disabilities to easily bypass globally repeated content, such as a website's primary navigation menu. Provide a link or multiple links to skip the navigation menu or other page elements that again are repeated across web pages. This could be something as, for example, skip to content, skip to main content, etc. Ensure that any skip to links are visually displayed when they receive a focus via a keyboard. Also, make sure that the skip to links work as intended. Ensure that main navigation menus and that their sub-menus are all accessible via keyboard, and that, again, all links are working as they are intended. Ensure that no links lead to error pages. Test the links regularly to ensure that they're all leading again into their intended destinations, whether that be a web page, a PDF document, etc. For links that lead to the same destination, again, for example, either to a web page or a document, ensure that you are consistent with the text that is used to identify the link. This will help avoid confusion for users, especially those who are living with cognitive disabilities. Next slide.
As we wrap things up, we're going to provide some accessibility resources for you. Next slide. If you'd like to learn more from WeCo, you can visit us at our website at theweco.com. Our website includes a free accessibility library, an events page, which provides more information about upcoming webinars, meetups, and other events, blog posts on a variety of accessibility topics, and more. You can also reach out to the Access team directly at accessinfo@theweco.com, or you can call us at 855-849-5050, extension 1. Thank you for taking our training today.
Now that concludes the training. So if there are any questions, we are certainly, this is the time to ask your questions. And you can also either unmute yourself and ask your question, or you can also type it in the chat as well.
I have a question. This is Jag here.
Yes.
I want to know, like in terms of, so I am the QA of my company, and then we are focusing more on accessibility. And I wanted to know what would be the best way to learn about this, or even also get certified. What would you guys recommend?
Well, we do offer here at WeCo a variety of trainings regarding accessibility. So if you go to our website, and I believe it's on the trainings page, you will see a list of our trainings that we do provide. We do also provide webinars such as this one that are free, but we also do provide low-cost trainings as well. And Debbie, did you want to add anything about the trainings at all?
Nope, this is Debbie. Okay. You covered everything about what WeCo offers. I don't know if Jag was talking more about different kinds of certifications like the IAAP.
Oh, okay. Yes, so I do apologize if I misunderstood the question. So the IAAP organization offers some different certifications that you can take and receive from them. I do also believe that there are other organizations out there that offer some type of same certifications as well. But I know for sure that the IAAP offers a few of them. I think it's 3 of them. And one of them is the Web Accessibility Specialist certification.
This is Debbie. The IAAP stands for International Association of Accessibility Professionals. Is that correct, Sue-Ann?
Yes, that is correct, Debbie. I'm so sorry for not saying that.
No
Thank
problem.
you so much. Are there any other questions as we wrap up here?
There are no questions in chat at this time.
I would love to ask a question if it's not too late. My name is Sarah. I'm a developer in Seattle. And the first thing I want to say is that it's kind of towards Jag's question, is that I'm currently working on getting prepped for the WAS certification, the Web Accessibility, or the, Web Accessibility Specialist certification, and the course with DQ University, if I'm saying that right, for prepping for that certification.
Yes.
In my opinion, it's really, really cool. So I've heard that the certification itself is fairly kind of intuitive and easy to get, but the course at DQ University is really extensive, and it's been really, really cool so far. So I would suggest that as someone that's going through it. And I do have a question. Do you guys have opinions or experience with third-party solutions like layering tools like Accessibility or UsableNet? If that's, because I've been reading how they're, they can stop the bleeding, but they're not ideal solutions. And I was just wondering about your take as specialists in the field.
So I will give you a response based upon our experience. We have tested a couple of websites where they wanted us to have accessibility, you know, on, because you have to activate it in order for it to be effective. You know, so we did that for a couple of websites, and you are correct. It does fix some issues, but based upon our experience, it did not fix all the issues. The more complex issues, it did not fix those. And we found it as subject matter experts just to interact with the accessibility itself, where you could do all these different settings. We found that to be overwhelming and not really user friendly. And so just another thing about those type of tools like accessibility, the users who come to your site have to actually activate it in order for it to actually, quote unquote, do its thing or work. Again, based upon our experience, it does not fix all the issues regarding accessibility. Sarah, thank you for offering up the TQ's prep course, and that answered your question.
Yes, you did. Thank you so much.
This is Debbie, the Director of Client Relations. I'd also like to add, if you've got questions about the overlays on our website under the free resources page, we have another webinar called Getting Started in Accessibility that has a slide or two directly talking about the overlays. So you're welcome to look for that as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
All right, well, if there are no other questions, again, thank you for everybody who attended this webinar. We do appreciate it, and I hope everybody has a good rest of their day.